Have you ever come out of an exam all thinking, yeah, I've written a lot, I'm going to get the highest marks for sure. But when the exam results are out, your marks are low, like really, really low. Even your friend who didn't study as much as you did scored higher marks than you, but you got low marks even though you wrote a lot. If yes, then welcome to the club. I was the president of this club some years back, and today in this video, getting right straight to the point, I am going to teach you exactly how to write answers in your exam properly. And these are not just some theories or some motivational quotes or this or that. These are the real and practicable things that you can do to get higher marks. So, if you want better grades while also getting a good amount of sleep, then watch till the end. And let me tell you something. Once in an examination of English, I wrote 4 pages for 8 marks. And you know how much I got? 5. 5 out of 8. And yes, my friend who didn't even write 3 pages, she just wrote 2 pages and got astonishing 7 out of 8. My hand was paining, my pain was crying, but my confidence was sky high that I'm going to get full marks. But how much I got? Let's not talk about it. So to avoid this type of situations, you need to write clearly and what the question has asked. Not just about the quantity but also about the quality. So stick till the end if you really want to know how to write. So let's start with the tips. At first, understand what the question is asking. You know what, a lot of students lose their marks before even they start to write their answers because they don't read the question properly. Some years back, what I used to do was I simply just look over the question, and if I see some familiar words, I would start writing upon that. I would not even read the question clearly or what the question was asking. I would just write. But I'm telling you, the same English exam that I told you about, that was the day when I realized how to write actually to get marks. So if the question is asking you about what, then don't write why. If the question has asked you to explain, then don't just define. Like if the question has asked you to write the causes of global warming, then you don't need to write an emotional speech about Earth. You need to write its causes, why it happens. So yes, the reading the questions clearly is the most important step you can do. It's the most crucial thing to do before even writing the exams, so that you understand what you are writing and the teacher can also see that you have understood the topic clearly and award you with marks. Tip number 2, and a very important. Okay, so tip number 2 is structure is very important. You've heard of formats, right? Formats are very important so that you can present your answer with clarification. Even if you write a high standard answer but the format is not clear or you've just written a single paragraph, then you might not get as much higher marks as even a basic answer which is written in a correct format. So let me give you a very important formula. The correct format for any question would be introducing it, writing the main thing what the question has asked you about, and concluding or summarizing whatever you have written in 1 or 2 lines. This is the most important thing that you should remember. Just knowing the answers does not mean you will get the highest marks. You should also have to know how to write this. So writing in a format is really necessary because it kind of makes it easy for the teacher to check your papers, which increases the chances that you are going to get higher marks. So tip number 3, the answer which I give to every junior who asks me how to write answer better so that you can get more marks. Write in points and not in paragraphs. This tip is specifically for board exams. Like, see, the examiners are also humans. They need to check hundreds of copies in a day, and your copy is just one of them. So if you make your copy easier to check, then it's more probable that you will get higher marks. So writing in points makes it easier for examiner to see the answers directly and check it or give you higher marks. Instead, if you write in paragraph, then the search for answer might take longer period of time, due to which the examiner might not also read your answer and may not give you the correct marks that you've written your answers for. So it's really important to write your answer in point so that the examiner can directly see the points, the answers you've written, and reward you with the marks. And why I'm specifically telling you that that this is for board exams is because in your school your papers are checked like very closely, strictly, so that your writings would be better for the boards. So in boards, there's nothing like giving you the chance to improve or this or that. They just check your copy. So make it easier for them to check your copies. This is the final thing. Write in points, not in paragraphs. This is very important, and this is something I really want a lot of people to understand, but they think that writing in paragraph means like a lot of more quantity. The answer will be more, so the teacher will award you with more marks, but that's a clear no, and I think you've understood it by now. Tip number 4 to make your copy checking easier and make sure that you get more marks. If writing answers used to be people, then underlinings and headings would have been VIP guests, because as I told you before, these underlinings and headlinings make your answer more presentable and easier to check for the examiner. Examiners need to check your answer faster so that they can move on to another copies. So the more you facilitate them to check your copies faster, the more chances of you increases that you'll get higher marks. So if you underline your answers, important keywords, you simply highlight them, then the chances that your examiner, the person who is checking the paper, seeing your answer is more, right? So if they see the answer directly, just like I've told you before, they will award you with more marks. So it's really important to highlight or underline the things that you think is important and that you want the examiner to see at first. But remember, while underlining or highlighting, do not highlight the entire sentence, okay? Do not highlight half the page just because that's important. Just highlight some words which give the idea, or some keywords which you want the examiner to see. Another one and very important thing, I don't know what other people tell you if your handwriting matters or not, but I would like to say that your handwriting matters. It matters a lot, because if your handwriting is just like whatever, nobody understands it, then no matter how much better answer you write, even if you write it better than ChatGPT, then you might not get marks. But if you have a clear handwriting, you will get higher marks if you've written the correct answer, okay? So I don't know what other people tell you about handwriting is not important, this, that, or it's just that your handwriting is something you need to have, but it's not really important, you should just write the answers. No, that's false. But I'm also not telling you that you need to have that computer typed handwriting or calligraphy type handwriting. No, you just need to have a handwriting that's presentable, which is clear, which can be understood once somebody starts to read them. It's not like you're writing some sort of Chinese or this or that characters. Your handwriting needs to be presentable and clear so that people can understand. If the examiner can understand your handwriting, they can get the idea about your answer. They can understand what you've written and award you with marks. So handwriting is very important. And the next thing, do you draw diagrams on your exam sheets? If not, then you should start to. Even though your diagram looks like it was drawn in a moving bus, still draw it, because these are the things which acts like sort of marks boosters. That even if your answer is pretty much not as sufficient for the quantity, if you draw some diagrams, even if they are nothing good, because even I am not a very great of an artist, even I don't know how to draw diagrams, but still, just draw it. Drawing that gives a kind of indication to the examiner that this child is something. It is special. If you and your friend let you guys be supposed A and B, write the same answers exactly copy, but one of you, A, has made a diagram, a very bad one, okay? Then the chances that A will get better marks than B increases a lot, because diagrams play a major role in boosting your marks, and especially if the question is of pretty much higher marks, such as it carries like 7-8 marks, then it is very important that you draw diagrams and write the answer in proper format so that you can ensure kind of like 7.5 or 7 out of 8 in such thing, okay? This is really important. I don't know if you will take this seriously or not, but if you start drawing diagrams but properly and relating to the context, okay, if the question is about society and you make something like related to cartoon characters, then you might not get marks. You need to draw something related to the context, then you will get marks. Put this to a test if you don't kind of want to believe in it. Put this in a test. I'll assure you that you will get higher marks than you used to do, but you need to have the answers correct, and the context of the drawing should also be correct. The next thing, which is important than the word important itself, time management while writing. A lot of students lose their marks even while they know the answer because they don't get the time to write the answers. And you know what? This time management needs to be started even before you enter the exam hall. Because to manage the time, you need to increase your writing speed. If you already have a good writing speed, then that's a very great advantage. But if you don't, then you need to increase your writing speed. Practice 1 2 sets before you go into the examination hall. And while you do that, keep a timer set. Like we have 3 hours of examination. So if I'm going to practice this up, then I'm going to set a timer of 3 hours in my mobile phone, and I'm going to complete a entire examination set before going to the exam, so that I can increase my writing speed while also maintaining the quality of the answers that I write. Okay, then another thing is that you need to at first just overview the entire questions so that you understand it. I'm not telling you to understand each and every letter in that question of each and every number, but just overview that so that you understand what the questions are about, and if your questions are complete or not. If not, then you have to ask the invigilator for the complete question. You need to remember that as well, because when you're writing and you only have something like half an hour or an hour left, and you realize that your questions are not complete, and at that time it will be really hard for you to complete the entire question paper. So it's really important that you look into these things beforehand. And yes, about managing the time while you're writing, uh, I think we all have the format in our exams, like there is very short questions and long question, gradually from start to end. So if you're doing that very short question, try to give the least of the time to that question. I'm not telling you to leave any one of it. If you leave even one question, then there is a very less chance that you will get high marks. Okay, so you need to attempt each and every question, but remember that the question which holds more marks needs to be given more time, and the question which holds less marks, like 1 or 2, should be completed in short period of time. Like if you have 10 questions of 1 marks each, then try to complete that within 15 to 20 minutes. 15 better, 20 late, but that's all right, because if you complete that in 20 minutes, then you will have time for the short and long questions afterwards. And if you have the habit of doing the question paper from start to end without jumping over any question or leaving the question to do at last, then that's very great, because it makes it easier for the examiner to check your papers. But if you skip the question at first and you attempt that question at last, then that's not very bad as well. But it's just important that you need to mention the question numbers clearly while you're writing the answer. Okay, then if you have an habit of jumping over the questions so that you attempt the question you know at first and you feel as if they are hard at last, then that's perfectly fine. But this jumping of questions also has a very strategic way to do it. At first, complete the very short one, and then you can jump the entire set into the long one. At first, complete the long, do the very short one, then do the long one, because if you've already completed the long one, then the lot of marks that you could have possibly lost if the time had not been enough for you would be saved, right? And at last, do the short questions. And at last, I don't mean 5 minutes at last. Okay, you need to have plenty of time to do that. If I'm talking about our context, we are given 3 hours to complete 75 marks question paper, and I think it's enough, it's plenty, because At first there used to be 100 marks for 3 hours, and it's just 75, 25 less. So if you have moderate writing speed, then you would be able to attempt all the questions. I'm not somebody who has a very great writing speed. I have moderate writing speed, and I increased it while practicing sets. At first, while doing the questions of language subjects like Nepali in our context, it would be very hard for me to attempt the last question, which is usually essay of 7 or 8 marks, I guess 8 marks or maybe 7, yeah. And I used to fear a lot that if I lose that marks, then my A plus, my entire grade is gone. So it's really important that you need to increase your writing efficiency so that you can manage your time. Because as I've told you before, managing your time is not just about you writing inside of the examination hall. You need to think about that, you need to prepare about this even before you enter the examination hall. Because you know you are going to give exams, right? So why don't you work on increasing your speed from now? If you're watching this video, I need you to do an entire set of your exam paper after you watch this video, so that you can understand how much your writing speed is and how can you increase them. Okay, that's the challenge. Okay. Another thing, presentation makes you look smart, just like this. I'm sitting like this. This is my body presentation as well. Am I looking smart? No, I'm looking lazy and dull. But if I just fix my hair, straighten up my back, and look in the camera and talk to you saying that I'm going to give you some tips regarding how to write in your exam, do I look smart now? A bit better than before, right? This is exactly what happens with your examination paper. The better you present, the more chances of you getting higher marks increases. Because better presentation makes you look smart in the eyes of the examiner. Examiner does not see you, but the examiner sees your exam paper. How have you written your answer? How have you presented your ideas? That's exactly what helps them to judge you, your paper, and how much marks you need to be given. It's really important that you don't just write it down. You write it down clearly, presentably, and beautifully to get higher marks. Okay, oh my god, sorry. Okay, like if it helped you, share with a friend who writes 2 pages for 4 marks of question, and share to other friends whom you want to help. Subscribe to the channel if you want to become a part of our Academia Achiever family, and make sure that you are going to accept the challenge that I have given to you in this video. Practice for your exams and be confident. Love yourself. Start growing better with us. Bye bye.